What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. I hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. So, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Y'all know Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. She's become popular for telling Nick Cannon, telling Cam Newton, telling Corey Holcomb about themselves and the I guess no, not I guess the broken households they've created with children, etc. And I've agreed with certain things she said. I've agreed with her telling Nick Cannon and Cam Newton about creating broken homes and all of that. And while they are wealthy men who can afford to do a lot of things for their children and afford to be back and forth from here and there and all of that because they have the resources to do so, I do believe that it is essential for men to be in a household for with their children. I believe that it does work in a completely different way. You know what I mean? And this is coming from a man that has two children by two different women, coming from a young man that has two children by two different women. And I understand what she was saying, right? And I also agree with certain things that she said about Corey Holcomb when she was telling Corey, basically, he's a messed up individual. You know, again, Corey's children don't even like him. You feel me? And so when you got a situation like that, there are things that he needs to fix within himself and the relationships he has with people. He fall out with everybody, right? And that's a Southside Chicago brother like myself. So, I've criticized Corey on this channel and talked about, how the way he's conducted his friendships, the way he air out his friendships, his friends' business when he get into it with them, which is something that's just like, that's what's the word I'm looking for? That's very distasteful. That's very obnoxious. That's very what's another word for it? That's tactless for sure. So anyway, but then I didn't agree with certain things she said about Corey as far as Corey not being successful. I believe now he ain't on the mainstream level of Eddie Murphy or Kevin Hart or Dave Chappelle or Cat Williams, but he's successful in his own right, and he's a very, very funny dude. I will never say that Corey is not funny. However, even though I agree with certain things Dr. Cheyenne Bryant says, she's not always right. What am I talking about? So, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, she sat down on her show. She has a show on Fox Soul called Truth Talks, right? And on this show, she spoke about Neo, R&B singer Neo, right? For those who don't know, Neo is in a polyamorous relationship, which means he is in a romantic relationship with more than one woman, and all of the women involved are consenting of it. Neo probably got like 3 girlfriends from what I see on Instagram and all of that, right? And so when she spoke about Neo, she says, and I quote, she says, Neo is a womanizer who cheated on his wife, who cheated over and over again. He's a womanizer who is gaslighting himself and that wife to make it seem like he wants polyamorous. When you never wanted polyamorous from the beginning. You wanted to be married but wasn't disciplined to do it, and your wife left you because she doesn't tolerate that ish. And so she pivoted from you, and now you're going and he's making these other women pay for the heartbreak that he caused to himself by saying, I want to be polyamorous. That's BS. You want to be married. You don't have the discipline or the tools to do it, so now you want to make sure you put out into the world, look at me. I want to be polyamorous because I cheated. She goes on to say, no, you failed in your marriage, you're effed up, and that's the problem now. You need to heal from that and not self-project yourself onto these women about your messed up decision making. It's a lot to unfold there. And excuse my long talking at the beginning of the video. But she says that he's saying, I want to be polyamorous, but that's BS. She says, you want to be married. Now, Dr. Bryant, no disrespect. How you going to tell that man what he want? How you finna tell that man what he want for real? Come on, man. Like, maybe he thought he wanted to be married at first, so he tried to do it the right way, and he found out it's not for him, and he seems to be happier in the lifestyle that he's living. Now, you might not agree with it. You might not think it's okay. You might think it's wrong, but he's not doing anything illegal. All the women are consenting of it. They are aware, and they look like they all happy in it. You may not agree with it, but how you going to tell him what he really wants? I remember women saying this, when a man tell you what he wants, believe him. When a man tell you who he is and what he wants, believe him. So, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, believe what Neo is telling you. A man that got 3, 4 girlfriends does not want to be married. I don't care what you think he want to do, what it sound like you want to do, what you might believe, what you feel in your heart, in your mind, body, and spirit. No. Having 3, 4 girlfriends is a lot of work. He not just messing with these girls. He paying for their flights, their meals, buying them fits, clothes, showering them with gifts. That is effort. That's something he really, really want to do. You feel me? That ain't like, oh, he just messing with a girl here and that. No, he got divorced and jumped into a relationship with 3, 4 women. That don't sound like he want to be married at all. And again, she might not agree with it, but you can't stop trying to tell that man what his truth is. His truth is what he's telling you, not what you want to believe it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's telling you what he wants, and he's being honest in his activities with all of the women involved and himself. And it is what it is. You can't you can't convince a man that you really want commitment, but no, he don't. You really want commitment to one woman. That ain't what he want, and he's showing that. You feel me? And he showed it previous times in the marriages that he had before, and he's cheated in every marriage he was in, all of that. And then now, not only did he just cheat again, when he got out of the marriage, he went and got 3, 4 girlfriends, which a lot of men can't handle themselves. They feel like, yo, that's a headache. Having actual girlfriends, 3, 4, got to do this and do that and pay for this, pay for that, all that. He living it up. Now, he got the money to do it, but still he got to deal with all these personalities from all these different women and please all these different women, and he's choosing to do that on a consistent basis. He don't want to be married, Dr. Bryant. Again, and I think what it is, Dr. Bryant want to diagnose everybody a lot of times. I'm not disrespecting her. There's not a woman bashing channel, so I want to make that very clear. But I think too, she got popularity for assessing Cam Newton and assessing who else I just named? Cam Newton, Nick Cannon, and all of that. And she got a lot of kudos and a lot of support and a lot of fanfare from that, right? Rightfully so, cool, whatever, right? But I think now she's trying to take an angle with everything and tell every man that what they doing is something that they don't want to do. Like, no, he want to do that. You feel me? Don't tell people what they want after they've told, don't tell a man what he want after he told you in 5 different languages what he really want to do. She trying to tell him, you don't want to do that. No, he want to do that. That's why he booed up with 5, 6 girlfriends. I'm adding more girlfriends to Neo. 4, 5, 6 girlfriends. Like, no. Now she's not always right. And I just want to make that clear, because when I heard this, I'm like, no, she's sounding like she's projecting her own past trauma onto Neo. This is something she felt with a man she probably was dating. He was doing all of this, and maybe when he broke up with her, or when they broke up with each other, when she broke up with him, he went on and had all these different girlfriends, and she was telling herself that ain't what he really want. He really want to be married to me. He really want to be committed to one woman. He just not disciplined enough. No, he probably tried to do that and feel like I couldn't do that. So now I want to play in the lifestyle that I want to play in. I want to have 3, 4 girlfriends or whatever. And again, she might not agree with it. She might disagree firmly. She might not be cool with it. And there's a lot of women that don't agree with that lifestyle and don't think it's cool, or, you know what I mean? It's a lot of men that feel like, yo, I could never be in nothing like that because it's just too stressful. It's just too consuming on the body. It's too consuming on the wallet or whatever. And they just like, it's not for me. But then there are some people who that's what they into. You feel me? And I think Dr. Bryant, is projecting her own past trauma onto Neo. Like, yo, when I was dating a guy, I swore up and down. I could have sworn he wanted to really be committed to one woman only, but he just wasn't disciplined. He just needed some work. He just needed some healing. He just needed some therapy. You know what I'm saying? And listen, some brothers do need therapy in this world. Some brothers and sisters do need therapy. They do need to heal. They do need to talk to somebody to heal from some past things in their life that may have triggered them to be hypersexual or whatever. But then also there are some brothers and sisters that just freaked out here. Let's be for real. Neo looked like a super freak. He looked like a freaky character when he was young. Had that piercing right here with that slick down hair. Piercing right here in high school and all of that. He looked like he was a super freak and he was into some freaked out activity, right? And maybe now that he's grown and he's been in 2 marriages and he's older now. He feel like, yo, this is who I am. I don't want to hide it. I tried to do everything the right way, and it is what it is. And yeah, I think some people in this world just freaked out individuals. There's some men in this world that's super freaked out. There's some women who's super freaked out, and that's Neo. You feel me? Wait. What Kendrick say? Freaky ass N-word need to stay their ass inside. And he inside with his boo. No, he outside with his. You feel me? He living in it, and he's living in it, and he's not being ashamed of it. And hey, I can't be mad at him. You feel me? He ain't doing nothing illegal. All of them know about it. He ain't swindling nobody. He not lying to nobody. He not making it seem like something that ain't, or you know what I'm saying, and putting up a facade for women. No. You might not agree with it. You might not like how it looks. You might not like how it looked to his kids or whatever. You might not feel like it's the right thing to do. You might not think, oh, I wasn't raised like that. And that's you. That's cool, right? But that's what he want to do. And that's what he choosing to do. He don't want to be married. He want to live a freaked out lifestyle like he living. And that's what he want to do. It's